We start with the fourth. It's over the flying 1,000 metres for the Class 4 gallopers. On the class drop is Can't Stop the Feeling. Meridian Genius goes from the 1,400 metres back to the 1,000. Flying High is having his second run in Class 4. Trust Me's on a 7-day backup. Further down, Awesome Treasure and Charming Steed both ran second on debut. Oversubscribed is having his first run back from a spell. Anyway, across to the speed map, Tom and Paul, for this first over the flying 1,000. What does the speed map tell us?
Yeah, well, the speed here, always 1,000 metres, is generally very quick. And look, Fabulous 8 is a horse that hasn't won course and distance, Paul, but he's been there or thereabouts. But Awesome Treasure, I think, should fire across, do you think? Yeah,
I think so too. I think those two will be the lead. Can't Stop the Feeling's going to have no luck whatsoever because there's a lot of speed underneath him, and he's a horse that likes to go forward. So he might be right up by the outside fence there, is the way he's going.
So that is how the boys see the speed map in the first. David Hayes has Awesome Treasure engaged. He was good on debut. He was beaten. He's had a little bit of a break, including a minor setback. And out at track work was Nick Child to catch up with David Hayes.
David, Awesome Treasure will line up in one of the IJC legs on Wednesday night. That was a nice debut for him.
Yes, it was a windy day and he led, and the horses on the fence were a little bit disadvantaged that day. And not many held on, and he nearly did.
And he missed an intended run thereafter. What was the problem, Dave?
Yeah, it wasn't serious, but he whacked his knee on the feed bin and had a swollen knee. And with the racing check, he was a little bit uneven, and I wasn't happy to run him. He's a very promising young horse with a really bright future. So he's fully recovered from that, trialled well since. He's basically first up again.
And recent Happy Valley trial, was this always the plan to perhaps come to this meeting?
Yeah, we thought so. He's got nice speed and he's trialled twice at the Valley very well. So I thought he'd be, good chance of running a strong 1,000 at the Valley.
And just on obviously the championship on Wednesday night itself, an interesting jockey allocation for your horse in some respects. Tom Marquand, a young man who you knew quite well from a few years ago.
Yes, he came down to Australia with his for his apprenticeship, and he rode a few winners for my stable down there, and he would have ridden a lot more, but he wasn't allowed to because he had to keep his claim. But we snuck him on a few, and he won a couple of races on good tracks.
And what you saw then, obviously, to what we've all seen now, did you always think that Tom was going to make it like he has done? He's done extremely well.
Oh, he's done extremely well, and especially coming back when he went to Sydney, the trip after, he was a dominant force down there, and obviously in England he's done well, and I was very happy to have him on.
So there he is, Awesome Treasure. We need to keep moving, boys, into our next couple of horses. Fabulous 8 and Wild West Wing, Tom. He's yet to win over the 1,000, Fabulous 8, but he's been around the money so often.
Yeah, he certainly has been. He's at 3 placings, course and distance at Happy Valley, or 3 second placings anyway. He's sort of drawn next to Awesome Treasure as well, so he's going to fire across and be on the speed. Look, he's come back to a bit of form recently, so I think that's a good thing for him.
Yeah, he's going nicely. Wild West Wing, he's a tough horse, Wild West Wing, but he's just drawn wide.
He was beaten by a nice horse there too, that Fabulous 8.
Yeah. Yep, he was indeed, Lightning Storm. So barrier number 11 for Wild West Wing. He also appears in this replay, Paul, but what about Charming Steed and his debut?
Well, I think Charming Steed's going to get the perfect run from barrier number 1, so he definitely goes in for me. Lyle Hewitson will take the mount on Charming Steed. Good run here. You can see him switch back to the inside and stay on nicely here for second. Wild West Wing, again, he's always there. Circuit 7, I think he'll be a bit closer in the run.
He wasn't the quickest away, Charming Steed. He might have got a little bit of a squeeze up at the start, but he was slightly better than midfield and liked the way he finished off first up.
Selections.
Yep, so I'm going to go with the Awesome Treasure. I think there's a bit more in the tank for this horse. The debut run was very good. Fabulous 8, the toughest to beat. So on pace dominance here. Charming Steed just in behind in circuit 7. So 8, 2, 9 and 11 for me. Tom Marquand to get off to a good start.
Yeah, likewise as well, and he's got that connection with David Hayes, and this horse wasn't in the best part of the track last time out at Shards, was down on the inside. That's where they weren't winning from that day, so I think he can win tomorrow night. Awesome Treasure number 8. Number 2, Fabulous 8, certainly goes in outside of that Charming Steed, and I'll throw in Oversubscribed. I haven't minded his trials, so 8, 2, 9 and 10.